So today we're going to talk about the new moon in Scorpio and the themes that are surrounding this new moon in Scorpio. It's going to be a very intense new moon. It's all about introspection. Who am I? What am I doing? What is my purpose? Why am I here? There's also going to be a lot of emotional processing, dealing with old wounds, old partnerships, things that are coming up that need to come up at this time. You'll be exploring hidden aspects of your mind, your desires, your fears, the way certain relationships are playing out, and your role within them. The focus of this new moon is to sort through those emotions, to heal, and how you connect with others on a deeper level. Scorpio is all about death and transformation, shedding old ways of thinking and embracing new. Now, the themes of this new moon isn't just going to play out of and around the 19th and the 20th of November 2025. It is going to be extending 3 to 4 weeks out. So you will be going through a number of processing and shedding, introspection, and things like that. So get ready, buckle up, and we're going to go through your chart and see what these themes are. All right, Aries, let's take a look at your birth chart. Now, I would like to start out by saying every birth chart is different. This is based off of an Aries first house placement. All right? Okay. With that being said, you have Chiron and Vesta in your first house. So you may be trying to reinvent yourself. You may be trying to change the way people look at you. You no longer want to be associated with an outdated past version, or you no longer want people to identify or associate you with an outdated past version of yourself. You could be working very hard to change that perception at this point in time. Your second house. Your second house has Uranus. And Uranus is taking a look at being a little bit more innovative, or take a different approach to how you are structuring your finances, how you're making finances. You may be even taking a look at a side project or something that may be different than the norm. Moving on, we're going to your fourth house. Your fourth house has Jupiter, and it is in Cancer. So you could be making your house a little bit more cozy, a little bit more comfortable. You could also be expanding, maybe buying new furniture, maybe adding an addition, maybe even getting a roommate. Something about your household seems to be expanding in a positive way, and it feels as though you're wanting a little bit more comfort. Moving on to your sixth house. You have the sixth house, it has Virgo. And this means you might be getting a little bit more structured or organized, or trying to at least structure and organize your everyday routine, your everyday work, get a hold onto things, tackle things a little bit more efficiently. You could also be taking a step back and assessing what I don't need. What can I eliminate from this everyday routine that would make it a little bit better for me, a little bit more efficient for me? Now we're coming to the big one, your eighth house. Now your eighth house is completely lit up, Aries. You have Mercury, which is retrograde. You have the sun. We have Black Moon Lilith, the moon, and we also have Venus. Now this is deep transformations when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to your hidden desires, your fears, and even taboo subjects, things that you might not normally want to embrace for society. So this could be speaking up and exploring things that you normally don't explore, or touching on topics that you normally don't touch on because maybe before they were considered taboo, or that's not a subject we talk about. You also have Venus being in your eighth house, which could highlight different types of relationships that may seem different, may seem on the outskirts. This could be even exploring having different types of friends. Maybe you never seen that side of town. Maybe you have never dealt with that type of person. These are the types of themes that's going to be coming up. You're also going to have to deal with your shadow self, because Black Moon Lilith is in this house surrounding those planets. Now, this is going to make you view these relationships and these feelings and communicating in a different light. It may challenge you because these are themes that you don't normally explore, that you don't touch base on. It's going to be kind of a deep dive into, okay, well, why before wasn't I liking this type of person, or why before was these subjects taboo? You're going to be exploring those deeper meanings during this time. Moving on to your 9th house. Your 9th house really has your ruling planet. So you may be feeling more charged, and you might be wanting to move or go or take a vacation. Now, this could be short distance trips, this could be long distance, but it has this energy of, I'd like to get out and explore a little bit more. I'd like to do a little bit more at this time. Moving on to your 11th house, we have Pluto. And it's in Aquarius. So you could be taking an assessment and going back to that 8th house, exploring the deeper sides of your relationships. Now, in the 11th house, you may be looking at the relationships that you currently have, and you're saying to yourself, are these the type of relationships that actually fit with my current persona, with my current version of me? Do I still want these type of people or these type of friends in my life? Do I want a deeper connection, a deeper meaning, or a deeper bond, which may be found outside of this group or this type of people that I've normally gravitated towards? Let's go to your 12th house. And your 12th house is showing you're doing a deep dive and you're kind of structuring everything a little bit differently. So because the 12th house ties everything together, the theme of this is changing yourself and your appearance or the way that people used to view you, becoming innovative and wanting to do something different with your money, expanding and growing in your current home, buying new things or even adding a roommate, getting a little bit more structured in your everyday routine. What can I take out? What can I eliminate to make my life easier? Exploring the deeper sides of relationships or things that you haven't really touched base on, and having those difficult conversations that everyone doesn't want to have. You may be wanting to explore and get out and do more. Taking an assessment of the old friends that you have, the old partnerships that you have, and seeing whether or not they still fit in the current. And all of this is what you are structurally working on, going deep within. And ultimately, this is your birth chart for the new moon. If you do like these type of readings, we can try to incorporate them. But let me know how it is for you in the comments below. Taurus, let's explore your birth chart. All right. So I would like to start out by saying every birth chart is different. This is based off of a first house in Taurus. All right. With that being said, you have Uranus in Taurus in the first house. This lets me know you would like to make somewhat of a dramatic change to your appearance. This could be getting a haircut, dyeing your hair. This could even be changing the color palette. Something about your appearance is changing, or you would like to make those changes. Moving on to your third house, you have Jupiter in Cancer. you are expressing yourself a lot more, letting people know how you feel, letting them know about your boundaries and where you stand on those boundaries. This could be particularly around friends and family members. The fifth house. Fifth house has Virgo, and it is in the South Node. So you could be taking a look at how rigid have I been when it comes to expressing my creativity, or how rigid have I become when it comes to the structure around my kids. What can I do to change those things? What can I do to alleviate some pressure in those areas? So you may be wanting to express yourself a little bit more through creativity, through art. You could also change a routine of and around your children. Moving on to the seventh house, your seventh house is packed. You have Mercury, which is retrograde, the Sun, Black Moon Lilith, the Moon, and Venus. So major changes are happening in your relationships and how you are communicating and how they're communicating with you. There are a lot of things that may be popping up that you may not want to discuss, but these are topics that need to be discussed. This could be deep, dark themes or emotional processing themes, but it is going to be major of and around your relationships, especially romantic partnerships. So you could be having a lot of discussions that you may need to go over and over and over again. You also may be coming up with different things that you might have repressed or held your tongue on. These topics could be very much highlighted over this new moon. Now we do have Mars in Sagittarius in the 8th house. So you could be exploring the deeper meanings of things or wanting to go deeper. And this could also be tied into those relationships. What is this? Is there a deeper meaning to our relationships? Is there a deeper meaning to this connection? You could be wanting to explore those topics during this time. Moving on to your 10th house, you have Pluto in the 10th, which is in Aquarius. And this lets me know you want to do something a little bit different with your time, with your work. You could even be switching department or taking on new projects at work. Something about the work that you do in your career is changing slightly because you want to see that change, because you want to see some sort of difference. Moving on to your 11th house. You may be exploring that you are meeting different types of people during this time. And not all of them are your typical people that you usually meet. This could be people who may have slightly taboo surrounding them, or maybe even taboo subjects that they talk about, or maybe they just walk in a different light that you normally do. But you're going to be meeting people who challenges the structure of your everyday routine. And this might make you take a look at those relationships that you have, or the way that you were structuring things with your household, your kids, the way you express yourself. The people you meet may be helping you challenge those aspects of yourself. And last but not least, we have your 12th house, which is Chiron in Vespa. And this is you exploring everything and kind of tying everything together. So, to go over it, things are changing the way you are communicating, the way you are expressing yourself. In your first house, you may be changing your appearance, switching things up. Your third house, you're expressing yourself more, especially to family members and close friends. In your fifth house, you're reorganizing the way that you see things, the way you want to express yourself, the way you want to structure your relationship around your kids. Your 7th house is going through major transformations. A lot of your relationships are being challenged, especially a love partnership. There could be deep conversations about changes that need to be made, or deep conversations just in general about things that were left unsaid. In the 8th house, you could be wanting to explore different aspects that you haven't explored before. The new moon in Scorpio is definitely supporting that, with this being in the 8th house. The 10th house, you may be changing something about your career. This could be as simple as switching departments or just taking on new little projects at work. But this could also be, I might want to change and switch in a whole different direction. Your 11th house has you meeting new people, and they could be challenging the way you typically do things or the way you typically move. This is a good time for opening your mind to different possibilities if you want to. And again, the 12th house with Chiron and Vespa being in that house. This is you healing every house that you have these planets in. These are exploring deep aspects and challenging different sides of you that may not have been challenged before. So these are the themes that are going to be playing out during this new moon. Let me know if you like it in the comments below, and we can discuss it. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. All right, let's explore your birth chart. Now, I would like to start out by saying every birth chart is different, and this is based off of a Gemini first house placement. All right? Okay. With that being said, we are moving to your 2nd house. 2nd house has Jupiter in Cancer. So this lets me know you are expressing yourself more in terms of what you need security-wise. This could be how much you're making or how much you deserve to make. You could be requesting more money or letting people know what makes you feel secure and what you need to feel secure. Moving to your 4th house, we have Virgo, and it is in the South Node. So you could be taking a look at what doesn't work anymore. What is an outdated way of doing something in my home? Could I get rid of this? Do I have to continue to do that? There are a lot of changes that you may be making in your home, but it does tidy up things in terms of making your space a lot more functional and organized for yourself. Moving on to your 6th house. Your 6th house is really, really packed at this time. We have Mercury, which is retrograde. We have the Sun. We have Black Moon Lilith. We have the Moon. And we have Venus, all in Scorpio. This is major changes to your everyday routine. This could even be taking new ways to work. This could be having a different shift at work. Maybe just not doing the same things that you normally did. This could even be adding something new to the routine. But your everyday routine during this time is not going to stay the same. And there could be a number of fluctuations that does happen. Transportation could be a little weird. Your relationships surrounding routines could be a slightly different. And it's all going to challenge you to kind of come up with a structured way to revamp this 6th house and revamp your everyday routine. Moving on to your 7th house, we have Mars in Sagittarius. Now, this could be you wanting to possibly date, but if you're in a committed relationship, this could be wanting to do more activities with your partners. Not much going on with this, but it does signify you could be dating a little bit more, or people want to date you. You may have a little bit more suitors come towards you. And this could also mean doing a lot more activities with your partners, such as long distance travel, short distance travel, just being a little bit more spontaneous. Moving on to your 9th house, you have Pluto. And you could be wanting to plan some sort of vacation. You could also be taking a look at education a little bit more and seeing whether you want to brush up on a skill or change something about your current education. Maybe you need a deeper knowledge of it, or maybe you want to change gears. This is what this 9th house is supporting. Moving on to your 10th house. Now you do have Neptune and Saturn. So there is a lot of changes happening in or with your career. This could be you trying to build something up. This could actually be a spiritual business with Neptune and Saturn, with the North Node being there. But if it isn't a spiritual business, this is you trying to be a little bit more fluid and organized with your career path. It also feels as though you're trying to get structured and organized in the way that you're tackling something in your career as well. Moving on to your 11th house. Your 11th house has Chiron and Vesta. And this kind of feels as though you might be taking a look at relationships and possibly seeing which ones can be healed and which ones you have to let go. It could be a slightly difficult time because some of the people in your everyday routine may become obsolete, or they may not be a part of your everyday routine anymore. And this could be because you're restructuring and organizing your career. But it is going to take a look at what partnerships, friendships are here for the good reasons and which ones should I give up or put on the shelf. In your 12th house, this is all about the release. This is all about you getting rid of everything that just does not serve you. And you might be doing it in a way that is surprising people, because we do have Uranus in the 12th. And people might be thinking, well, that was different the way Gemini cut me off, or that was different the way they took that approach. So just to kind of go over it. The 2nd house, you are expressing more about your resources, or expressing what you need in terms of security, safety, resources. You might be saying you want more cash, or you demand more cash. Your 4th house, you could be taking a look at what doesn't serve you anymore. Do I still need this? Do I still want this here? I can get rid of certain things that are no longer serving me. Your 6th house, again, is going to be major changes in your everyday routine. There are going to be so many different, either structurally or when it comes to how you're approaching things. And what I mean by structurally, you may be taking different routes to work, or the route that you usually take is now closed, or they're paving it. Friends that you carpooled with, you may not be carpooling with anymore. There are going to be major changes that happen. Now, this doesn't have to be anything dramatic as that, but this could also be, I now have a new job and I get up at a different time, or I have a different shift. I work the night shift. There is something about your 6th house in your everyday routine that's going to be revamped during this time. The 7th house, you could be dating a little bit more, or more suitors are coming to you. If you have a partner, this could be doing more things together, being a little bit more spontaneous, things like that. The 9th house, you could be taking on a little bit more of an educational project, or maybe learning about a new subject. The 10th house, it feels as though you are structuring and organizing some sort of new work, or maybe even structuring and organizing the current work that you do. It could be just changing slight things within your career. but it is going to tie into your everyday routine. Your 11th house is showing that you are taking a hard look at your friends. What partnerships are here to stay? What partnerships are not? Is this a healing connection? Is this a hurting connection? These are the assessments that you're going to be making during this new moon. And last but not least is your 12th house in Uranus. You might be coming up with innovative ways of doing all of these things. So it might not be the normal way that, let's say, you would do something a year ago. This today is going to be completely different. So let's say you left a job and you were like, you know what, I'm just going to leave. This time around, you may put in a resignation letter or vice versa. There's something going to be completely different in how you approach these situations this time around. All right, that is your birth chart. Let me know how you like it in the comments below, and we'll talk about it. Cancer. All right, let's explore your birth chart. Now, I would like to start out by saying every birth chart is different. This is just a general birth chart based off of a first house in Cancer. All right? With that being said, within your first house, Jupiter is in your sign of Cancer. This lets me know that it feels as though you'll be wearing your heart on your sleeves, or everyone will be able to see exactly how you feel without you really explaining things to them. Everything that you're feeling will be made known, not in a way that is exposing you, but in a way that you don't have to over-explain. With that being said, you do have Virgo in the South Node in the 3rd house. Everything does not need to be explained, and you may feel as though that you don't want to over-explain yourself on how you're feeling or what you're doing. You don't need to give the details on every little thing or every subject that you're going through or every subject that you want to partake in, or even your feelings for that matter. Now, you do have a packed 5th house. You have Mercury, which is retrograde, the Sun, Black Moon Lilith, the Moon, and we also have Venus. So this lets me know that you are exploring childlike qualities or aspects of yourself. And it feels as though within this house, this is you exploring things that you've repressed. Maybe even your shadow self, or just things that you haven't really wanted to express because maybe you feared that you had to explain yourself. With this new moon that we currently have, this is you tapping into your childlike nature. This is you, if you wanted to get up on a Saturday morning and eat cereal and watch cartoons, or this is you painting or frolicking outside in the grass or anything like that, any of those things that bring you pleasure, that bring you joy, that makes you happy. You're going to want to do those things, or you're going to want to explore those things, and you don't feel the need that you have to explain why you want to do those things. Moving on to this 6th house, you have Mars in Sagittarius. So you could be bouncing around a little bit more than usual. You may want to get up and go, or you may just have a little bit more energy to tackle things. Your attention span could range and dart from one place to another, but it is all in good sense, I guess. Moving on to your 8th house, we have Pluto in the 8th in Aquarius. So this lets me know that you could be exploring deeper aspects of yourself and deeper aspects of different subjects in general. And you're making light about it, or you're coming up with an innovative way of exploring these topics. So these could be taboo subjects, or this could be tough conversations, but the way you're communicating or the way that you're tackling it, it could be very innovative and lighthearted. So You might find innovative ways to talk about tough subjects or deal with tough subjects during this time. Moving on to your 9th house. Your 9th house has Saturn, Neptune, and it's in the North Node, all in Pisces. Now, this makes me feel as though you could be wanting to explore your dreams. This could include higher knowledge and learning about a subject that you want to tackle or that you want to explore. But this is also feeling as though you can get a hold on to your dreams, or you can structure something around something that you want to do. Moving into your 10th house. Your 10th house has Chiron and Vesta. Now, you may be healing something in this area. You could also be making small changes in your career or wanting to make small changes in your career. This could even be healing your reputation at work or digging yourself out of a hole that may not have been your fault or maybe could have. But it's all about fixing something in your career or mending something with your work. Moving on to the 11th house, we do have Uranus. So again, you could be exploring deeper aspects of friends. You can be assessing whether or not these friendships are good for you, whether these friendships are pushing you or expanding you in ways that you want to be expanded in. You also could be taking an assessment of whether or not these are still working for you. So just to kind of go over it, your first house with Jupiter in Cancer, you can be seen as who you truly are. Your feelings and emotions may be on your sleeve at this time, or you may be wearing your feelings and emotions. Third house in Virgo, in that South Node, no need to over-explain yourself, or you're feeling as though you don't need to over-explain yourself or explain why you need to do something or why you want to do something. The 5th house is tapping into your inner childlike self. You could be wanting to express yourself a little bit more. You could be wanting to be creative and explore different aspects of your relationships, or even just do playful things. Your 6th house is highlighted through Mars and Sagittarius. Just a little bit more energy to tackle certain things throughout your day-to-day routine. Your attention span may jump back and forth from one thing to another, but it doesn't seem to make you lose focus. It just makes you feel as though your brain is moving. The 8th house, you're exploring deep topics, but it feels as though you're changing the way people look at those deep topics. You could be finding innovative ways to make light of something that could be taboo or things that people don't want to talk about. The 9th house has Saturn and Neptune, all in Pisces, and it's your North Node. So you could be learning a lot more or wanting to explore your dreams, aspirations during this time. 10th house, it feels as though you could be fixing something about your career. 11th house, you're taking a look at your relationships to see whether they're challenging you, whether they're good and supportive, or if you should leave it where it is. All right, this is your birth chart. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and we'll talk about it. Leo. All right, let's take a look at your birth chart. Now, I would like to start out by saying every birth chart is different. This is simply a birth chart based off of Leo in the first house. With that being said, let's move into your 2nd house. You have Virgo in the South Node. This lets me know that you are reorganizing or restructuring your finances. What am I spending my money on? What can I cut back on? What am I doing that could be causing a problem or dilemma? these are the assessments that you could be making in terms of your resources or your finances at this time. Moving to your fourth house. Your fourth house is really packed, and it does show Mercury, which is retrograde, the Sun, Black Moon Lilith, the Moon, and Venus, all in Scorpio. So this is taking a deeper dive into the relationships in your home, how you communicate within the home, things that you even repress or things left unsaid when it comes to the relationships in that home. So this could be with your kids, with your spouse, with your roommate. It feels as though you are going to be exploring different options or topics during this time that could come up that needs to be discussed or something that needs to be brought to the light. Moving on to your fifth house, we have Mars in Sagittarius. So you could be wanting to express yourself through a lot of small things. You could be expressing yourself through how you look, how your children look, how your home looks. You could be trying to add a little bit of you in different places so that you're expressed and you're shining through. Moving on to the seventh house, we have Pluto in Aquarius. So it makes me feel as though there's going to be changes that you want to make when it comes to your relationship. Now, this could be, wanting to change something and spruce things up in a way that maybe you and your partner have not explored. But if you're not with a partner, this could be dating outside of your norm. Going for people who you normally don't go for. Moving on to your eighth house, we have Saturn and Neptune all in the North Node. So you could be taking a deeper dive or a deeper look at different aspects of relationships, of the way you process things, and even kind of your shadow self. It feels as though you may be dealing with aspects of your shadow self during this time, and you could be working through them. Most of these will be coming up through feelings and emotions and emotional processing. Excuse me. Moving on to your ninth house. Your ninth house has Chiron and Vesta. Now, it does feel as though you could be recuperating from maybe a long journey or a trip, or maybe even a trip fell through that you weren't able to go to. But this is also exploring knowledge that you may be uncovering, bits and pieces that need to be filled in. So you could know about a subject, but maybe you're relearning about that subject or filling in the blanks of an existing topic. Moving on to your 10th house, we have Uranus in your 10th house. So you could be finding very, very unique ways of sprucing up your career, innovative ways of making it work for you. You could even try to explore an entrepreneurial side during this time. Moving to your 12th house, we have Jupiter in Cancer. So it does feel as though all of these things or topics will be kind of intensified and you're going to feel it. So just to kind of go over it. The second house, you could be reorganizing and restructuring your finances. What don't I need? What can I eliminate from my budget? Your fourth house, jam-packed, exploring the relationships in your home, with your kids, with your roommates. Topics that you normally don't discuss are coming up at this time. Things that you may be repressing or things left unsaid. The fifth house, you could be trying to find ways to express yourself in different categories. This could be how you dress your kids or how you decorate your desk at work, how you are dressing. There's a number of ways it feels as though you could be trying to express yourself during this time. Excuse me, Leo. The seventh house with Pluto, again, this could be exploring different topics with your relationship. This could be changing something about your relationship. And if you're not in a relationship, this could be dating outside of your norm, or taking a look at people who you normally wouldn't go towards. The eighth house has a lot to do with restructuring your feelings and emotions, and also taking a look at the deeper bonds and connections that you currently have. It feels as though you are trying to just assess those, emotionally speaking. Your ninth house has Chiron in Vespa, which shows me that either you are relearning something, filling in the blanks of a topic, or this could even be rescheduling a trip during this time period. Your 10th house has Uranus, and it could be you're being very innovative with what you're doing at work. You could come up with new ideas at work. If this has nothing to do with an actual career, this could be you trying to take on an entrepreneurial type of energy. And in your 12th, you do have Jupiter in Cancer, which makes me feel as though all of these aspects are going to be emotionally tied to you in some way, shape, or form. All right? Let me know if you like this down in the comments and we can talk about it. Virgo, let's explore your birth chart. All right, so I would like to start out by saying every birth chart is different. This is simply a birth chart with Virgo in the first house. All right, with that being said, let's move to your first house. You have Virgo in the South Node. So things about your appearance is changing. People may be seeing you in a different light, or you may be wanting people to see you in a different light. Things surrounding your appearance or who you appear to be will be changing. Moving on to your third house. Your third house is packed. We have Mercury retrograde, we have the Sun, Black Moon Lilith, the Moon, and Venus. This is letting me know the way you are expressing yourself could be highlighted at this point in time. Things that you're saying, things that you're doing is being publicly displayed. So this could be highlighted. And not only the things that you are saying, the things that are left unsaid. We have this duality with the Sun and the Moon. So the things that are hidden may come to light, and the things that are in the light may now be eclipsed. So be mindful of what you are saying during this time period. In the fourth house, you have Mars in Sagittarius. So there could be a lot of movement when it comes to your home life. You could be bouncing around or making a lot of movements within your home. This could be getting a new home or just decorating your new home. But there is a lot of movement when it comes to either your home life or your stability. Moving on to your sixth house, we have Pluto in Aquarius. Now, this lets me know that the everyday routine may be changing for you. The things that you used to do, you may not do them anymore. You could be changing something dramatically. This could be even maybe a work schedule, or maybe a route that you normally take, you don't take it anymore. Things will be changing dramatically in that area. Moving to your seventh house, we do have Saturn and Neptune all in the North Node. So your relationships can be structured and organized in a way that makes sense to you. This could be you are taking an assessment of how you feel about your relationship, the current partner that you are with. Now, if you're not with a current partner, this is you coming up with, it almost feels like a checklist of what you would like that partner to look like or envision that partner to be. So this is a lot of manifestation that can happen if you are not with a partner. And if you are with a partner, this is trying to figure out a way to incorporate those dreamlike aspects or dreamy aspects into your current reality with your partner. Moving on to your 8th house, we have Chiron and Vespa. So something about deep exploration or maybe even taboo subjects, occult knowledge, could be taking a turn. You could be learning different things or filling in the blanks of something that could be missing here. Also, if it has nothing to do with going deep or anything like that, this can also be your repressed emotions, your shadow self. You could be integrating your dark and your light aspects. And this is also maybe even embracing something that could be taboo or once seen as taboo. You might be innovating this into your everyday routine or into your personality. Moving on to your 9th house, you have Uranus. So it feels as though you could be trying to learn a little bit more, or maybe you have some sort of higher knowledge in mind, something that you want to take on, or some subject that you want to be enlightened on. This could also be you thinking about a future plan or a future action. This could also be something about vacationing. Going to your 11th house, we have Jupiter in Cancer. So it does feel as though a lot of your partnerships can become closer at this time, given the fact that you are emotionally in tune with them as well as them being emotionally in tune with you. This is going to be connecting on a deeper level, on a really feeling it out type of a level. So just to kind of go over it, in your 1st house, it does feel as though things about your personality could be shifting and changing. People could be seeing you in a different light, or the light that you once had upon you is now being shed. Your 3rd house, very much packed. It feels as though you could be changing the way you communicate or changing your relationships and how you communicate with those. Different types of things could come out of this. So be mindful of what you're saying during this time to both love partnerships, to friends, to family, because things could be challenged in this area if you don't use tact. In the 4th house, there could be a lot of changes happening. This could be you've recently moved and you're decorating. This could be that you are bouncing around. This could also be that you're moving furniture around. A lot is taking place within the home life of restructuring and reorganizing. In your 6th house, it feels as though your everyday routine could be changing. You could be doing something completely different than you were doing before, or you need to do something completely different than that you were doing before. Moving on to your 7th house. Your 7th house is if you are not with a partner. This could be coming up with those kind of qualities or characteristics that you would like your next partner to embody. This is a lot of manifestation that could be happening within this house. But if you do have a partner, this is bringing those dreamy-like qualities to the relationship. This is wanting to incorporate more of those dreamy-like qualities into the everyday routine or into the structure of it. So this could be playing up fantasies within your relationship and things like that. In the 8th house, we have Chiron and Vespa. So it does feel as though you could be expressing yourself a little bit more or embracing your shadow self, things that you repress. This could be emotional processing and healing, but this could also be learning something new and innovative about taboo subjects or occult history. In your ninth house, we do have Uranus, and it does feel as though you could be wanting to learn more, or you are learning more, but this could also be you are planning for some sort of trip or future endeavor. But this could also tie into taking a trip to some place for higher knowledge. Moving on to your 11th house. Your 11th house is with Jupiter in Cancer, and it's showing that your friendships may become a little bit more loving, a little bit more caring. You may be connecting to people more on an emotional level, and they will be connecting to you on an emotional level. Anyway, that is your birth chart reading. Let me know if you like it in the comments below, and we can talk about it. Libra. All right, Libra, let's look into your birth chart. Now, I would like to start out by saying every birth chart is different. And this is just based off of Libra in the first house. All right? Okay. With that being said, let's move to the second house, which is jam-packed with planets. You have Mercury, which is retrograde, the Sun, Black Moon Lilith, the Moon, and Venus. So there is a lot of restructuring and reorganizing around your resources and finances. This could be how you're approaching them. This could be the relationships that you are connecting to in order to secure those resources. This could also be that the way you are coming across to individuals when it comes to how you want to be paid, or even how you feel secure. Moving on to your third house, we have Mars in Sagittarius. And this lets me know that you are expressing yourself a little bit more boldly. And this can tie back into your second house because Mars is Scorpio's ruler. This could be you explaining how you like to be treated in terms of fair compensation. But this could also be you communicating and building up sort of a network of people who you could be mentoring, who you could be speaking to. And these two placements or these two aspects can work together in bringing in financial support or abundance for you. Moving on to your fifth house, we have Pluto in Aquarius. So you could be coming up with innovative ways of expressing yourself, innovative ways of doing things. The way you may have done things a year ago could definitely or dramatically change during this time around. And this could be in the way you are wearing your clothes, the way you are artistically expressing yourself, the way you treat your children. Things could be dramatically different this time around, or you're making changes within those areas. Moving on to your sixth house, we have Saturn and Neptune. And this is reorganizing your everyday routine, but this is going to be slightly different because emotionally speaking, you could be tapping into what do I feel is right for my everyday routine. Does this feel like this belongs here? Can I remove this from my everyday routine? It's more so of going deep and processing emotions with the everyday routine, whether or not it supports you or whether it is hurting. Moving on to your seventh house, we have Chiron in Vesta. And this is really showing me that a lot of your relationships may be healing, or you may be trying to heal those relationships. There could also be people popping up from the past who could be wanting to make amends or wanting things to heal between the two. So a lot of relationships have a chance at healing during this time. Moving on to the 8th house, we have Uranus in the 8th. So you could be exploring deep subjects or taboo subjects in a way that is slightly different. It could be even lighthearted. And the way you're exploring it could be different than normal. This could just be, making light of the subject, or maybe even laughing at a certain aspect of it. It's just really being innovative in how you approach a dark or deep subject. Moving to the 10th house, we have Jupiter in Cancer. So you could be showing more love within your work, or your work could be showing more love to you. You could be more emotionally tied to the things that you're doing at work, and you may even feel as though, if emotionally speaking you're not tied to it, that could in some way make it, I don't want to say less than, but it really shows that more heart is being placed into your career sector or the things that you do, or you at least want more of your heart to be in that career area. Moving on to your 12th house, we have Virgo, and it is in the South Node. So it is showing that you are getting rid of everything that does not work for you anymore. And it's based off of your assessment. Is this working? Is that not working? Let me reevaluate all of these houses and get rid of things that I no longer need. Just to kind of go over it, the 2nd house, you are coming up with different ways of either communicating your resources or earning resources. And it could come through friends, family members, different partnerships, different relationships. Moving to your 3rd house. 3rd house has Mars in Sagittarius. So again, this could be communicating more boldly in what you want and how you want to proceed forward, which is helping your financial department or helping with securing resources for you. The 5th house shows you are being you're changing things up with the way you express yourself. This could be with your art. This could be with your children. This could be any type of expression, but you're finding ways to kind of tweak it or change it slightly. In your 6th house, your everyday routine could be being restructured, reorganized. And it is based off of how you feel about how this is working for you, because it also ties into your career and your resources. In your 7th house, relationships could be healing, or a lot of relationship issues could be coming up. Repressed emotions, things left unsaid. People may be wanting to apologize, things of that nature. The 8th house, it feels as though you are being very innovative with exploring deep topics, or you could be making deep topics light. Or even if you are a teacher of some sort, it feels as though those taboo subjects or deep subjects, you're shedding a light that possibly people haven't seen before and making it a bit more comfortable to digest. Going to your 10th house, we do have Jupiter in Cancer. So it feels like more heart is being injected into your career sector, or at least you want more of your heart to be within that career sector. Going to your 12th, you have Virgo and that South Node. So this is reorganizing and restructuring everything within all of those houses. What is working? What is not working? These are the things that I can take out, and these are the things that I can leave. Anyway, that is your birth chart. Let me know how you like it, and we can discuss it in the comments below. Scorpio, let's explore your birth chart. Now, I would like to start out by saying every birth chart is different, and this is simply based off of Scorpio in the first house. All right? All right, with that being said, your first house is completely full. You have Mercury, which is retrograde, the Sun, the Moon, Venus, and Black Moon Lilith. This is going to be a major new moon for you, Scorpio. This is going to shed light on your primal instincts, your repressed shadow self, embracing your dark and light aspects. This is going to touch based on emotional processing, intense retrospection, like everything that is associated with that deep energy that goes within is going to be carried out during this time period for you. So in your first house, it's really going to be, people may be looking at you differently, and it is a reason why. There is transformation that is occurring, and this could be slightly different for you, but different for a lot of people around you. It feels as though relationships around you could be changing because people may not know exactly who you are anymore or who you're becoming. You might be changing because of these transformations. So you could actually come across as communicating differently, or the way you show up may be differently. People might not even understand your expressions or even micro expressions anymore because everything about you could be changing. Moving on to your second house, it feels as though you do have Mars in Sagittarius in your second house. So this is letting me know that you're finding innovative ways to earn cash. And it could be cash through different resources or different places. It's not cash from one primary source. So you could have several different jobs, or you could get paid in several different ways. Maybe you have a second job. It feels as though there's going to be influx of resources in different places. Moving on to your fourth house, things could be changing within your fourth house. You could even be getting a new home, a new roommate. If you already are established and you're not getting a new roommate, this could just be changes within your home. You could be switching up your furniture, or figuring out a feng shui type of deal. But mostly this is going to be just changing how you feel in your home, and maybe even who you invite to your home. Moving on to the fifth house, we have Saturn and Neptune in the North Node. So you could be changing a lot of your expression, or changing the way you express yourself. A lot of things, again, will be changing for you in the way you look and your appearance. And you could be coming up with a definite kind of structure now, which means I no longer do this. This is now me. This is now my current routine, or the things that I want to do from here on out. So the way you're expressing yourself is going to be completely different in how you express yourself previously. Moving on to your sixth house, we have Chiron and Vesta. Chiron and Vesta in this house is changing your everyday routine. And that definitely ties into the way you're expressing yourself, the way you're seen by your family, friends, co-workers. Things will be changing in your everyday routine because you no longer want to do the same things that you used to do. Moving on to your seventh house, you have Uranus in the seventh house. So The people who you normally go towards, you may not be going towards those types of people anymore. You might be choosing people who are different, or who have a different caliber, or who think different, or who may be even in a different type of field as you. Moving on to your 9th house, we have Jupiter in Cancer. And it does feel as though there is more to learn. You're going to be touching on topics that you have always either wanted to learn or wanted to know more about. This could also be you planning some sort of trip in terms of your heart's desire, something that you've always wanted to do, or a place you've always wanted to go to. In your 11th house, you have Virgo in the South Node. This is letting me know that the friends that you currently have, they may be kind of disappearing. Or you could even be reorganizing or restructuring some of your friends during this time period. So this is assessing, does this friend bring harm? Does this friend bring healing? It feels as though you're going through all of the groups that you associate yourself with, and you are reorganizing or revamping or getting rid of. So just to kind of go over it, in your first house, dramatic changes. There is going to be dramatic changes in how you view yourself and how people view you. The second house is showing Mars in Sagittarius. So a number of ways to earn cash. This could be through your secondary resource or through just different types of places. It feels as though you're going to get finances or resources through different channels or different avenues. Your 4th house, again, there could be a lot of changes happening within your 4th house. You could be switching things around to suit your new you or suit the needs of you. Your 5th house, it is showing that you are wanting to express yourself a little bit differently, and you want to come across a bit different. Your 6th house, we definitely have the changing of your routine, changing of the structures, changing of maybe even the time that you do stuff. It feels as though that is going to undergo a major change. Your 7th house, all of a sudden, right? Your 7th house is highlighted with attracting new people or different types of people. It could be people who you normally don't go towards, or people with a different way of thinking. Your 9th house is showing that you are learning something that you love to learn about, or wanting to learn something you love. You could also be planning a trip that's close to your heart, or a trip that you've always wanted to go towards. And for your 11th house, you could be assessing all of your friends, who's working, who's not working, who needs to be here and who doesn't need to be here. That is your birth chart. Let me know how you like it in the comments below, and we can talk about it. Saggy poo. All right, let's explore your birth chart. Now, I would like to start out by saying every birth chart is different. This is just a general birth chart with Sagittarius in the 1st house. All right? Okay. With that being said, you do have Mars in Sagittarius in the 1st house, which means it feels as though everyone could be looking at you as always on the go, or you could be making a lot more moves. This could be in terms of going to and from, getting a lot of tasks done. So you could be multitasking a lot, or you may even seem like an octopus at this time. People could be looking at you as getting a lot done, or you could be looking at yourself as, I'm getting a lot done during this time. Moving on to the third house, it feels as though communication can change between you and individuals. This could be an innovative way of communicating or a different way of communicating. An example could be trying to figure out how to speak to a nonverbal person. This could also be language barriers or learning a new language. Communication will be changing slightly in the way that you communicate with friends and family. Moving to your fourth house. Your fourth house has Saturn, Neptune, and it's all in the North Node. And what this is showing me, it's all in Pisces, by the way. It does feel as though the organization, the structures that you have at home, you're okay with switching things around or changing things for the better. It's showing that you're flexible enough to know that maybe some ways are outdated, but you also have that kind of organization to let you know I can still keep things in check. So with this house, it shows a lot of flexibility and organization around your home life. The fifth house, we have Chiron and Vesta. Now, this could be you are changing the way you're expressing yourself. You could also, within this house, might apologize to people with how you've expressed yourself. But this is mostly changing things, coming up with different ways, maybe surrounding your children, maybe surrounding art if you do art. There is something that's going to be healing and changing surrounding the way you express yourself and how others express themselves to you. Moving on to your sixth house, we do have Uranus in Taurus. So you could be trying to find different ways to structure your everyday routine, but something that would make it a little bit more fun or make it a little bit more inviting. You could be wanting to now change up and just switch. You used to go down street A, now you're taking street B because you feel like you like the scenery better. It just feels as though you're changing something slightly and sticking to it because of you want to spruce things up or add a little innovativeness to it. Moving on to your eighth house, we have Jupiter in Cancer. And it feels as though you're expanding your knowledge when it comes to deep, deep things. Now, this could also be bringing up different types of repressed emotions or even bringing up taboo subjects that you want to expand on. This could be conversations that you might want to have in terms of emotional light that you want to shed on something as well. Moving to your 10th house, we have Virgo, and it is in the South Node. Now, this might be leaning towards changing things about your career, taking things away. What doesn't work? What can I take away that isn't serving me here? It feels as though you're taking a huge assessment or scrutinize your current career path and knowing or figuring out what fits and what doesn't fit in this current career path. Going to your 12th. Now your 12th house is packed. This has Mercury, which is retrograde, the moon, the sun, Black Lilith, and Venus. So a lot of intense introspection, emotional processing. This is hidden aspects of your mind, your desires, your fears surrounding relationships, the roles that you're playing in this relationship. This is going to be looking at your shadow self and kind of getting rid of the things that, it doesn't work for you anymore. This is all about relationships, yourself, your psyche, all of the houses combined, but it's going to be a big emphasis on transformation in all of those areas for you at this time. So it can be a little bit different but overall is going to bring a new perspective or a fresh type of energy for you, because you are doing a deep dive of all of those houses. So just to kind of go over it, you in the first house, you're moving around, you're getting a lot done, or people see you as moving around and getting a lot done. Your third house shows that communication can be changing between you and people, how people communicate with you. Your fourth house is showing that you may be looking at things that were structured and organized, and you're okay with making a shift or a change in that area. Your fifth house is discovering what you want to change and how you express yourself and how people want to express themselves to you. Sixth house could be changing your everyday routine, changing just a minor detail that adds excitement to your life. The eighth house could be exploring some deep repressed emotions with different people. Could also be you diving deep into different subjects and learning a little bit more about what makes you happy or what makes you feel comfortable. The 10th house is showing that you're changing something about your career path or wanting to make changes within that career path. And the 12th house is showing a deep, transformative and healing with all relationships, with your fears, with your desires, with your shadow self. So this new moon is going to bring in a lot of changes, but it is also going to bring in something fresh for you. All right? That is your birth chart. Let me know how you like it in the comments below and we can talk about it. Capricorn, let's take a look at your birth chart. All right. Now, I would like to start out by saying every birth chart is different. This is just a general birth chart with Capricorn in the first house. All right? Okay. With that being said, let's move to your second house. Your second house has Pluto in Aquarius. So you could be changing the way you are taking a look at your finances, your resources, and you could also be trying to source an additional form of resource. Making money in clever ways or saving money in clever ways. It feels as though you're taking a different approach when it comes to your resources and or your finances. Moving on to your third house. Now, your third house has your ruling planet, Saturn, and Neptune. It's all in the North Node. Now, this lets me know that you could be structuring your communication in the way that you're coming across to individuals. Now, this placement can be that you are using a lot more tact when it comes to communicating, or people are using a lot more tact when it comes to communicating to you. A lot of your conversations could be softened during this time or have some sort of fluff interjected in it as to not seem harsh. Moving on to your fourth house. Your fourth house has Chiron and Vesta. So you could be shifting things, changing things. You could be making minor upgrades to your home. You could also be decorating or wanting to decorate. But these placements can just be centered around making minor repairs or minor adjustments to your home that spruces things up and adds a little bit of flair to the environment. Moving on to your fifth house, we do have Uranus in Taurus. So there could be something that you are doing now, which is going to be the way you're going to express yourself for a long time. This could just be changing your image. This could be changing a position at work. This could also be how you want people to view you or see you moving forward. This is going to be a long-term effect. So this is a title that's going to stay with you, a look that's going to stay with you, or even some sort of expression that you're going to adopt is going to stay with you. So take an example as, let's say you're an artist and you start to use different paint mediums. You may want to continue to use those paint mediums for a little while now. or for some time. All right, moving on to your 7th house. Your 7th house has Jupiter in Cancer. So you may be craving a lot more love and affection. You may also want to cuddle up a little bit more. If you do not have a partner, then this is you looking for a lot of loving connections or emotional connections during this time. You're really going to focus on people who make you feel happy as opposed to the aesthetics of an outside. Moving to your 9th house, you have Virgo in the South Node. So you could be structuring your knowledge at this time. Maybe you're relearning something or implementing new processes into the current learning that you're doing. There's something about you reformatting or learning something new, also taking something out that you no longer need. This can simply be you. Let's just leave it at that. Taking out something or adding something when it comes to higher knowledge. You may also be planning a trip that could be a little bit down the line, but you'll have to plan and strategize your finances of and around it. Moving on to your 11th house. Your 11th house is pretty packed. We have the Sun, Mercury retrograde, Black Moon Lilith, and we have Venus all in that 11th house. So a lot of your partnerships, friendships, social groups can be changing. You can change the way you're communicating with them. This is also repressed emotions or things left unsaid could be coming up during this time period. A lot of tension can be in the air that is going to be alleviated or something that you may want to talk about to alleviate. Going to your 12th house, you do have the Moon and Mars, and they're both in Sagittarius. Now, this kind of makes me feel as though, Capricorn, you have something up your sleeve. Now, this could be you are hiding an aspect that you could be going somewhere, you could be moving, you could just be making some sort of secret action or taking secret action. This house is showing me that whatever doesn't work out for you in these other houses or placements, it feels as though you're okay with cutting your losses. Just to kind of go over it, your 2nd house, you are thinking of innovative ways to reinvent your finances and or your resources. You could be looking at them slightly different. Your 3rd house, you could be communicating a little bit more tactful, or communication coming your way could be a little bit more tactful, adding a little bit more fluff so it doesn't seem harsh. Your 4th house, minor repairs, minor changes, sprucing things up, maybe even doing a deep cleanse. 5th house, changing the way you are expressing yourself, and these changes can be held on to long term. Your 7th house feels as though you are embracing loving connections that make you feel if you are with a partner. But if you're not with a partner, you're looking for more loving connections that you can connect to on a deeper emotional level. Your 9th house, there could be things that you are learning or relearning other information. You could be saying, I don't need that anymore. So you could just be restructuring some sort of learning process at this point in time. Your 11th house, a lot of tension can be here, but it is something that needs to be talked about. This can be repressed emotions, emotional processing, something that you fear to talk about. Things centered around these themes will be coming up in your relationships, meaning your friendships, your social groups, things like that. And the 12th house is showing that you may have a plan to cut some sort of losses. Whatever doesn't work out for you in these other placements, you're okay with letting them go. All right, so that is your birth chart. Let me know how you like this in the comments below and we can discuss it. Aquarius, All right, let's take a look at your birth chart. Now, I would like to start out by saying every birth chart is different. This is just a general birth chart with Aquarius in the first house. All right? Okay. With that being said, let's move into your first house. And you do have Pluto in your sign. This is letting me know that you could be changing the way people are viewing you, but not only just for face value. This is on an intrinsic level. This could be you reinventing yourself spiritually. This could be you no longer wearing a certain type of style or clothing. You could be switching up something dramatically that fits with your new aesthetic or with your new persona. Moving into your second house, you do have Saturn, Neptune, and it's all in the North Node. So you could be finding different ways to earn cash and trying to center a structured routine around that. This could be something that you dreamed about, or this could be a dream job, or something that you've always wanted to look into. You may be trying to find ways to have that be a resource in your life. Moving to your third house, we have Chiron and Vespa. Now, it does show that you could be trying to clear up your communication with individuals. You could be apologizing for saying things, or people can be apologizing to you for saying things out of haste. So this is the way you're communicating might be changing slightly. And it's really centered around, I don't really want to hurt people's feelings. Or this could be vice versa. People are looking at you and they don't want to hurt your feelings. Moving on to your fourth house, we do have Uranus in Taurus. So you can be changing things in your home. This could be getting new tech items, or maybe new lighting. It feels as though this is something that is going to be long-standing. Something that you've been thinking about for a while. I'm really getting LED lights or new speakers, new television, or maybe you're cleaning up all of those wires that you have jumbled up in the corner. Moving on to your sixth house, you have Jupiter in Cancer. So you could be trying to find more ways to love your everyday routine, or more ways to love the things that you do on a daily basis. You could be trying to be a little bit more present in the moment and not rush things along, and maybe even just finding little pockets of happiness. So this can be as simple as on the drive to work, I'm either listening to the greatest music of all time, or I'm sitting in complete silence because it brings me peace. Moving to your eighth house, you have Virgo in the South Node. Now, this could be you destroying any type of old belief systems that you had. This could be tying religion to spirituality, or vice versa. This could simply be a deep cleansing of what no longer works for you. What is an outdated way of thinking? You could be doing that deeper dive during this time and getting rid of those things. Moving to your 10th house. Now, your 10th house has a lot of planetary activity. The Sun, Mercury, which is retrograde, Black Moon Lilith. We also have Venus. It feels as though whatever didn't happen in your career, it could be rediscussed. This could be, I never got the raise that I was promised, or I never was moved to the department that I wanted to move to. Something about your career is changing, but it is something that you've already discussed and you need to rediscuss. This could also be re-signing contracts or renegotiating the terms of the agreement. Moving on to your 11th house, you have the Moon and Mars in Sagittarius. So it makes me feel as though Your friends might say, I don't see you a lot. I don't know where you are. And your response could just be, I've been very busy. I've been moving around. I've been doing so many things. So during this time period, you may find that a lot of people are saying, where are you? Why have you been MIA? And they may even want to try to make time with you. Now, I would say with those placements, it could be hard to actually find time to deal with your friends or your social group, family members, but be mindful of it. Now, just to kind of go over it again, within your first house, it feels like you're changing something dramatically, and this could be on a spiritual or intrinsic level. This could be, your routine in terms of how you are working out, how you're eating, but it feels as though it's a deeper change that you're making to your personal appearance or how you want people to view you. Your second house, you could be structuring something around making money or structuring your resources around something that you actually love or that you've dreamed of. Third house feels as though you are communicating with a little bit more gentleness during this time. You could also be apologizing for saying something out of haste, or vice versa. People can be apologizing to you for saying something out of haste. Your fourth house feels as though you are sprucing things up, getting new items. It feels a lot of tech or electronic type items, but even if you're not, whatever it is that you're doing in your home life, it feels as though you are wanting to set something up, and this is how it's going to be for a little while. Your sixth house, finding love in your everyday routine. The joys in having your cup of coffee or tea in the morning, taking a nice quiet drive to work, or a beautiful musical ride to work. Eighth house, getting rid of things that just doesn't fit with you anymore. I don't think that part of the religion is something that I want to subscribe to, or I'm not liking that part of spirituality. It feels like you're doing a deep dive into what you need, what you don't need moving forward. With your 10th house, many planetary alignment there. There could be renegotiations, rediscussing a situation that came up before. A lot of changes that are going to shift around your career sector. 11th house, a lot of people may be wanting to get a hold onto you. Where are you? What are you doing? Your reply, very busy. Just trying to do everything I need to do to be in life. But also be mindful of that, because we definitely want a healthy work-life balance. But overall, this is your birth chart. Let me know how you like it in the comments below, and we can discuss it. Pisces. All right, let's discuss your birth chart. Now, I would like to start out by saying every birth chart is different. This is a general birth chart with Pisces in the first house. Okay? All right. With that being said, we have Saturn and Neptune in the North Node in your first house currently. This lets me know that you want to look how you feel. So whatever it is that is going on in your insides, you want to look that way. So this can be as simple as, you know what, I feel like a fairy, or I feel like macho man. This is how I want to look. So you could be structuring something around achieving those goals. This could be going to the gym a little bit more, or this could be buying fairy-like aesthetics. It feels as though whatever it is that you're currently feeling, you want your outsides to match your inside. Moving on to your second house, you have Chiron and Vesta. Now, this placement shows that you could be trying to heal your finances or fix something in regards to your resources. You could also be saving a little bit more or wanting to save a little bit more, but it's really focused on I want to heal my finances. I want to heal my resources so that I feel secure. Moving on to your third house, you have Uranus in Taurus. So the way you're communicating with people may change, and it is going to change for a while. The way you used to communicate or the way that you came across before, it's not going to be the same, or at least people are going to feel like it's not the same. You're speaking to me different, Pisces, or you never used to say that before. Could be some of the things that people say of and around you. Moving on to your fifth house, you have Jupiter in Cancer. So this is a lot more expression. This is you being a lot more expressive with your emotions, with how you are coming across. Again, this is your outside matching the inside. So this could be, how you display art. And art can be the way you wear your clothes. This could be centered around your children, more loving connections with your children. Moving on to your seventh house. Your seventh house, we have Virgo in the South Node. Now, your relationships may be switching up or changing in some sort of way. There may be a different type of approach that you're taking, or you could be looking at what you used to like versus what you want moving forward. And that's taking a real deep assessment or a hard look at the current relationships or the past relationships that you've had. Moving on to your ninth house. Now, your ninth house is pretty full. You have the Sun, Mercury, which is retrograde, Black Moon Lilith, and Venus. This is you wanting to explore more, whether this is through education or travel. It feels as though you are trying to schedule a plan or make a plan. Now, because we have Mercury, which is retrograde, and we have Virgo in the seventh house in the South Node, a friend or family member or someone who you may have thought you were going to go with, live with, or travel with may be changing during this time. Moving on to your 10th house, you have the Moon and Mars in Sagittarius. Something about your career could be changing. Now, this could be you are bouncing around from one job to another, or this could be that you have multiple jobs in the works. But it's something about you shifting your focus or having a split attention when it comes to a career sector. Moving to your 12th house, we have Pluto in Aquarius. So it does feel as though you could be taking a look at all of the relationships and seeing if it's, advancing you or moving you forward. If it's not, it feels as though you're going to change it. If it is, you'll leave it exactly where it is. Just to kind of go over it, your first house, you want to feel you want to look how you're feeling inside. This could be, I feel very happy. I want to wear bright colors today. In your second house, you're healing your finances and or your resources. Your third house, you're changing the way you're communicating with people, or people feel as though you're changing the way you're communicating with them. Your fourth house, you could be expressing a lot more. This could be through art. This could be through expression for your kids, the way you are interacting with kids. In your seventh house, you're taking a deep dive of what you want in relationships versus what you don't want in relationships. Your ninth house, you could be planning to take a trip, but this does need planning. This also feels as though you could be trying to do something in terms of learning something new, or maybe even possibly enrolling in school of some sort. Your 10th house, it does show that you could be bouncing around in your career, or you could slightly feel antsy in your career. But this could also mean that you have multiple jobs that you are juggling at the moment. And your 12th house is taking an assessment of everyone and everything. If it's advancing you, if it's adding to some sort of innovative new you, you're keeping it. And if not, you're leaving it where it is. All right, Pisces, so this was your birth chart. Let me know how you like it in the comments below and we can discuss it.